SnoPro trailer here. Today we're going to talk about winterizing your SnoPro concession trailer. This white trailer has just been pulled in to clean up and is ready to be cleaned up and put on the sales floor. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and winterize it. Our trailers all pretty much have the same setup for the most part. This is a 6x14. Today we've got 4 gallons of RV antifreeze over by the hand sink. And then here are the 3 compartment sinks, and we're going to winterize the whole thing. The fresh water tank and the hot water heater are under this cabinet here in this 6x14 unit. So we're going to open this up. And there you can see you got the water heater here. You got the pump here and the fresh water tank here. This valve should always be open. Whenever you're filling up your tank from the outside, this allows the water to flow through and drain out the bottom if you become too full. If you didn't have this open, you could blow this tank out. So this should always be open, except for when you're winterizing your trailer. So the first part to winterizing your trailer is to turn this knob in this direction, which will lock off the flow of water out of the trailer, and to remove this knob. Make sure you've got 4 gallons of antifreeze, and you'll want a funnel. Next, you'll want to drain all of the water. We're going to do cold water first, and then we're going to do hot water. So open your sink here. We're going to drain this one. Alright, and so we're draining all of the water out of the tank. This will take just a minute. The water tank is almost empty. You can hear the sputtering and see the water. Now that all the water is out of the tank, we're going to go through here and we're going to turn off all of these cold water spigots. Next, we're going to turn off the switch for the water pump. Let's do a little aside before we start putting the antifreeze in there. Whenever you turn this valve here, it stops the water here. If you can see, I don't know how much you can see down. See here, this is where the water is going to flow into the water tank. But first it's going to go down and hit that little ball and come back up. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to do it real fast. Next, you're going to want to get a funnel, and you can just get one just like this. This is what we use. Nothing fancy. Billy did cut a little notch out of here. He's the one that does the plumbing, and is one of the original owners here. So this, we put this towards where the entrance is into the water tank, like this. So when it runs through, then it goes into the tank faster. You could most certainly use a funnel and a piping, tubing, or something like that if you so desire. We just have this on hand, and that's just what we use. Alright, now we're going to put the antifreeze into the tank. You just put your funnel down in here. Put the little notch towards here and start pouring. You can hear that going into the tank. Oh, see, I got a little bit too fast with that. All right, we've got our 4 gallons put in there, minus a little bit that we spilled there. It's going to happen. Next, we're going to turn this knob back up the way that it was, and we're going to replace the cap here. All right, next we're going to go turn the switch back on for the pump. You can hear it. There we go. We're going to turn on just the cold water, not the hot water, remember. We're only doing the cold water. Okay, so it's pushing out the little bit of water that was left in the drains, and you can see that's getting pretty pink. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn this back off. Those are all nice and pink, pink, and pink. Okay, now let's talk about the hot water. I did mention that this is a new trailer that hasn't even been cleaned up yet. So the hot water heater has not been turned on except for to test, and then it's been off for quite some time. So what you don't want to do is you do not want to do the winterizing with hot water in the hot water tank. So turn it off maybe the day before, or drain it out and let the cold water get back into the hot water tank, and then go from there. So now we're going to turn on the hot water and we're going to let that. Now this is not going to get pink as fast because the hot water heater down here has 2.5 gallons of water in it. So that's going to have to flow up and through there, and then it's gradually going to become pink. And we're going to do that with all of these. Turn on the hot water. Okay, so that was pink residue that was left over from the cold, and now it's hot. So that's going to take just a minute. While we're at it, a lot of our trailers have, back here where the snow machine normally sits, a lot of you have a sprayer right here. That is a hot water sprayer. So that'll need to follow along with what we're doing with the hot water. Make sure that it's cold, and then go in order. So, you know, while this is spraying, you could be picking up the sprayer and spray it into the sink. And you're going to wait for the pink to come through. So looks like we're doing pretty good here. We got the pink stuff coming out, so we're going to turn that off. Where we go again, pink here, pink here, pink here, and that should do it.